In this episode of Road to Networks, we travel to Scotland to visit the Rosslyn Chapel, one of the last supposed locations that the Holy Grail was buried. We're gonna have to figure out how to do special effects, and of course, we're gonna have to figure out how to do this all without a permit. In this next scene, Jax wakes up from his second nightmare and he comes into the kitchen where for the first time he's going to talk to Captain Matt about what's happening in his brain. What is it that Captain Matt actually says?
Well, he just lets Jax know that strange things happen out at sea. And that might explain these weird dreams that Jax is having.
Strange things happen out at sea.
Tell me.
What did you dream about?
I was back in Scotland at the Rosslyn Chapel. In this kitchen scene, what was really great about it is that we were still able to shoot a two cameras in here. We lit it very minimalistically, and what was really great about this scene, we totally improv'd it because I wanted that natural feeling of waking up early, and we really did film this at a crazy time.
So they keep saying the kitchen scene, so I learned really quick, Captain Matt corrected me, it's called the salon. And I'm a hairdresser, so I felt really in place at the salon, and I love cooking. And I cooked for these guys the whole time. There's actually like a professional chef on board that was actually one of Captain Matt's friends. He would do dinner, I would do breakfast, and it was cool.
It was awesome. Let me tell you, a good movie always needs good craft services, and when you have a guy that can run a camera, run lights, and cook, you're set on set. What are you doing?
Making the crew some breakfast.
How many roles did you take on this one? What have you been doing?
Grip, AC, behind the scenes, interview, camera operator, drone operator, sound, and cooking. Breakfast style.
That's the remnants of breakfast.
So in this scene, we make another reference to Lord of the Rings. And my character, Captain Matt, is kind of like Gandalf. And sure enough, he busts out a Gandalf pipe, the actual pipe that Gandalf smoked with the hobbits. And
But what's really funny is actually that is my actual Gandalf pipe. My mom got me that, as she has gotten me so many Lord of the Rings things because I'm a little bit of a nerd fan, that it's fun to actually throw that kind of like Easter eggs into the movie. So, but by the way, it is a working pipe, so... I will smoke out of your Gandalf's pipe. Whenever you're ready for that, man.
The wise and the foolish both go to the same grave.
Understanding Captain Matt's character, we know that he lost someone that he loved, and for him to find peace, he had to come out and face his own demons, in a way, out at the water. So now here's Jax going through these same things, but in a different ways, having nightmares, and these nightmares are super descriptive. And in this nightmare that Jax just has, he is on a mission somewhere. He's first in a cemetery and he's in Rosslyn Chapel. I filmed this in Scotland, and what's really crazy about this is a place where they actually filmed Da Vinci Code. And I brought a couple small GoPro sessions and I actually filmed myself going through this whole location. My other buddy, Brian, at the time was just holding it so no one could see, and he was just walking around with this little GoPro session. And I thought what we filmed was pretty awesome because we didn't even know if we were allowed to film there, and we were like, just roll the cameras and see what happens. But I had a little courage and I put the drone in the air and I filmed this epic little drone shot that we were able to CGI basically how the Templar beams down and then becomes that evil spirit that is perceived following Jax. So what I really love about this nightmare scene is you actually meet who the bad guy is for the first time, and you understand why he's there, but you don't know why is he chasing Jax. And that's what you're gonna have to figure out when you watch this scene.
What did you dream about?
I was back in Scotland at the Rosslyn Chapel, the same place where they filmed Da Vinci Code and one of the supposed final resting places of the Holy Grail. And it was my dad and my favorite movie. But in this dream, it was cold, rainy, overcast. There was like this mist in the air that was stale. I was drawn into the chapel cemetery through a heavy steel gate and came to a gravestone. But what I saw didn't make sense. It was my dad's name on the grave. In that moment, I felt my heart stop. Thinking of not having my father in my life anymore, it just made me realize how time is always winding down and the clock can stop at any time. No longer being able to call him, get advice, or him not be able to share the world that I was living, it just broke me. So why was I living so hesitant then? What's holding me back? That's when I heard something walking towards me. I started to run, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and I ended up right outside the Roslyn Chapel in hopes to hide out there, and I walk inside. The chapel had this chill to it as you walk through the front door, like something was there watching you. And when I got inside, I didn't know what came over me, as I felt this need to light a candle for my father. I know he wished he could have been there with me when I was filming that first movie, but I remember him always telling me, if you get to Roslyn, go below the church, see for yourself where the Grail was hidden, and that's where I went. And after I headed down there, I was somehow back outside, walking around the chapel as if I'm still searching for something. Was I looking for the Grail? My answer? My truth? But I didn't find anything, but it was in that moment I saw this crazy beam of light just shoot down into the chapel. I hid nearby and out of the front door. It was like this Templar? If that even makes sense? It sounds so stupid. I just saw him walking closer and closer. That's when I woke up.